Well, it's been a much tougher start to the season than I imagined it would be. We've had one win in the league since you were last with me. We've lost one of our best players to a long-term injury, and the club is now hemorrhaging money, which means the FA Cup clash that we have today is vital if we're going to get that sweet, sweet FA Cup money this season. Specifically, since the last time you were with me, which was the Hereford match, in only our second game of the season, that is a poor run of form. One league win in those 8 league games that we've played. And those other 2 victories, by the way, were both FA Cup clashes against AFC Sudbury, not in the playable league, and Kettering, not in the playable league. So our situation is not exactly looking great. If I can get the National League North table up, there we go. You kind of have to scroll down a little bit just to see us. 16th in the table. That is not anywhere near the playoffs where we are expected to be. We are currently... Okay, we're about 3 points off the playoff places, but we've drawn a lot of games. We've made ourselves very hard to beat in that sense, but it's still not looking very, very good. We are still predicted to finish in the playoffs. And how's the XG actually looking? We should be 4th. Of course we should be. Yeah, we're being screwed as it stands. But that means today's clash, it's not a league game, not to start with anyway, but it is important for our finances because we are up against Chester in the FA Cup 4th qualifying round. Chester are in our league, they're currently sitting in 9th. So just by definition, they're having a better season than us. But our finances are not looking good. Over 100,000 in debt. Granted, you hemorrhage money at this level, but look how far over the wage budget we are. Couple that with the fact that we are getting in a couple more players as well. One of them is still yet to come in, possibly Sam Ling. I'll let you know if he does come in, another right back, because, well, like I said, we've lost one of our best defenders. And not only is he a centre back, but he's our cover right back as well. In fact, I'll show you exactly who that is as we go into the match. It is this guy. Wait, what's his name? I'm still learning some of these players' names. I am so sorry. Reece Doherty. There you go. One of our starter centre-backs this season. He is out for 7 months. 4 to 6 months now, actually, with a hip injury. The guy's 19 years old and he's done his hip in already. Fantastic. Look at the physicals. He's not stupid either, and his technicals are actually half decent. So we've been forced into the market for a loanee, and that is this guy, Max Asante Boki. This is my director of football. I tell a lie, it's not my director of football. That's like half my other signings instead. I was meant to go through all those signings as well. In fact, where is my transfer history? Who have I not gone through with you? So I think we got up to Liam Moore. When was that game against Hereford? That was in the 16th. So everything after the 16th of August, you won't know about. So that will be this guy. There's a few loans in here. All but one is a loan. Liam Moore on loan from Sutton United, a 18-year-old English midfielder and defensive midfielder. 2.5-star current ability, 5 stars of potential. What's this? Target. What target has he been set? I'm going to have a look at that. He's not the greatest player in the world, but he is someone who is decent for our level, potentially League 2 standard as well. He has played a handful of games for us. Not been spectacular, but then neither's the rest of the squad, so can I really hold that against him? Henry Timmy Davis, he came in as our only permanent signing. A 20-year-old left winger and striker. 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. Very good for our level. If he learnt how to score, another potential League 2 player in the future. He hasn't bagged any goals. He's got 1 assist. He's better on the wing, quite frankly, because up front, I've played him up front a few times. He has missed some absolute sitters, and it has frustrated me. The amount of games we should have actually won because we had so many chances on goal. That's why XG is showing that we should be in 4th. That's why my director of football is actually responsible for this one. Deshaun Lawrence, an 18-year-old striker on loan from Bolton. 3.5 stars of accountability, 5-star potential. Leading National League North player, potential to play in League 1 in the future. Hence why he's at Bolton. He has actually done very well. granted he's only played one game for us in the league. He made his debut in the FA Cup second qualifying round, bagged a hat-trick and then got injured. So he was out for about 3 weeks. So today is the first time he's actually going to be starting for us since that first game. And then we've got Jaden Davidson on loan from Derby County in the Championship. Another National League North player, potentially League 2 standard. 3-star accountability, 5 stars of potential. Physically decent, got the flair. Not great technically, but if he was, he wouldn't be down here. He hasn't started very well. Again, neither has the rest of the squad. And finally, you've just seen Max Asante Boki on loan from Sheffield United. It's saying 2.5 to 4 stars accountability, 5 stars of potential. They can't even decide on how much he has. Not a player apparently who's for this current league, but potentially League 2 in the future. So he's only literally just come in. He'll be on the bench today. We may or may not see him, and then we'll see exactly how he gets on. But what we're going to do, we're going to jump straight into the first match, FA Cup 4th qualifying round. This is going to be our starting lineup. It's Jones in goal, a back four of Clements, Dickens in for the injured Doherty, and Eccleston and Hall Johnson, who has not impressed. Absolutely not impressed, despite being one of the better players at this club. Very disappointed so far by him. So that's why I'm playing him as a wing-back to try and get or coax something out of him. More at the base in the midfield. I don't know why he's a DLP. Defensive midfielder. Nothing more, nothing less. Lambert and Williams ahead of him. In fact, Williams just be a central midfielder. Gassi left wing. Davidson on the right wing. Lawrence is the man up front. And as mentioned, Asante Boki is on the bench. Logan Stretch as our goalkeeper. He has started every league game so far, but he's going to be on the bench today because Paul Jones is supposed to be the cup goalkeeper. I know I shouldn't really swap goalkeepers around, but at the same time, we've got about 4 goalkeepers at the team in the squad. Let's try and keep them as happy as possible. Come on, boys. I trust you to make the difference. Goodness knows we need an FA Cup run. The good news is, though, we win this match, we go into the first round of the FA Cup proper. The only problem is it's not against a side who are lower than us in the league. Match sounds are off. I have to keep flipping that on and off whenever I'm doing recording or if I'm going to be streaming. In fact, while I mention that, actually, I have been doing a lot more streams on Twitch recently, and they've been decent. We're doing a journeyman adventure over there, currently at Enfield Town in the National League. I'm very aware, by the way, that I'm recording this while Enfield Town are actually still in the National League, or assuming that I'm still at Enfield Town. So regardless, we're doing a journeyman adventure over on Twitch. Link is down in the description. Come hang out when I'm live. It would be fun. And also a lot more storytelling going on over there as well in the game. And how has that not gone in? That's the sort of chance we keep missing. Henry Davis kept missing that so many times as well. Is he on the bench, by the way? No, he's not, so he won't annoy me today. But the amount of those chances that we've missed, and our defence always looks shaky as well. We just can't score. Oh, we got that one clear, but not very far. And penalty. How is my defender tackling a attacker when he doesn't even have the ball? Ridiculous. And we find ourselves... Oh, hang on a minute. No, we are not playing in yellow. That's very, very misleading, because it says next to KLT, Kings in Town, blue and yellow. Yet we're not the ones playing in yellow. We're going to have to go attacking. I don't want to see this penalty again. Come on, boys. A bit of encouragement needed. Lambert with the corner. Plays it in, and it's headed out only as far as Gassi. Gassi does have 4 goals this season. And finally a goal, and it's Deshaun Lawrence. That's his 4th goal in just 3 games. 2 starts, 4 goals. Yeah, if we're going to do anything this season, Lawrence is going to be a big part of what we're going to do. Now, I did say in the last episode we may have to go 2 up top. Even when we did play 2 up top, we were still missing so many chances. Deshaun Lawrence on his own is better than our entire strike force combined. And unfortunately, it does include Omateo as well, because Omateo does have a few goals, and that's another good chance. Great build-up play, though, down the right-hand side. Davidson. And Davidson scores. That's his first goal for the club. Good assist by Morgan Williams there as well. Excellent stuff. it doesn't surprise me that it's our lone players who are actually scoring the goals at the moment. Excellent stuff by Davies there. Nice little finish, very composed. And yeah, we absolutely needed that. Straight into a highlight though. What the heck just happened there? I won't ask. Either way, we got the ball clear, but only as far as the midfield, and they're straight back into our third. I don't know what to do. What on earth was that goal? Anytime anyone goes forward against us, it just feels like they just score. The ball just goes straight out of play. My goodness. At half time, I'm going to have to make some changes, because this is ridiculous. And that's also got... What on earth? Is this on key highlights? Yes, it is. That's just weird. Hall Johnson, down the right-hand side. Show me something good. Oh, for goodness sake, you can't even beat his man. Oh, Davidson can, though. Yeah, Davidson's just so much more effective. Down the right-hand side. Oh, and he's through here. Oh, and it's hit the... I think it hit the post. It is a corner, though, but it was so close to a third goal. Look at the XG, by the way. 2.18. We deserve our 2 goals, but they've only got 0.81. They shouldn't even have 1 on the board. We're going to need 1 goal here. Fat chance of that. We need about a hatful. Right. Team instructions. Out of possession. We need to do something here. Line of engagement. Defensive. Oh, hang on a minute. Lower. Should we step up more? Probably have to step up more. Let's just see if that works. We need to stem the bleeding of conceding goals at the back, because it is starting to annoy me greatly. It's probably starting to annoy all the Kings Lynn Town fans as well, because, well, I don't imagine they probably expected their team to finish 16th. Although in real life, I have seen where Kings Lynn Town are this season, and at the time of recording, and it's currently the 12th of December, the Kings Lynn Town are actually in the bottom third of the National League North. And last season they finished about 16th. Yeah, they finished about 16th as well. So the fact that the board have said, oh, they expect us to finish in the top 7 and get into the playoffs is actually quite mad. And that is just poor passing overall. Maybe we should just bypass the midfields. There is Davidson again. He's at the heart of everything that's good. I'd say square it. Oh, I should have squared it to Lawrence. But I'm thinking, did the Kings Lynn Town board invest a lot of money over the summer? Because if so, it's all gone now. We're going to need some more. Right, Moore. Playing the ball through to Gassi. Out to Clements. Oh, beautiful ball through into Lawrence. Playing it into the middle. There are a couple of bodies there. There is Lambert. Lambert. Oh my God. Just have a shot, man. Just have a shot. Goodness knows you can't do worse than any of the other players. And that was just a nothing ball forward. Deshaun really... I don't think he's actually that fast. He's a good finisher. I don't think he's that fast. Dickens. Good takedown. Eccleston brings out into the midfields. There is Deshaun on the left-hand side again. Play the ball in. Oh my God. Gassi. Gassi! Finally! That was such a long highlight. Something had to come from it. And it is Gassi with a second goal contribution of the game. He's got an assist from earlier. But finally, Lambert's pulling his weight a little bit. He's had a very quiet start to the season, just like everyone else. What a shock. But we are 3-2 up, and I'm very aware, by the way, Lawrence has just come back from injury. He was supposed to only play 45 minutes, which we've played about 70. Oh no. Oh, it's Clements. Right, Keane Flannery is going to go off. Lawrence is also going to go off for Theo Williams. And just purely for fitness reasons, but I wonder how long we've just lost Clements for. We're going to need Ling to come in, because I think he can play on both sides. I'll have to double check that, but obviously if he does come in or if he doesn't, I will update you before. I'm thinking probably in the next episode actually. I might make this just a 1 match episode, because, well, depending on how the result of this match goes. Because if we do win here, then we will go into the first round proper of the FA Cup, and I've just realised it's now the 91st minute. I've been waffling. Good grief. Right. Waste the time down. No, we're not distributing quickly. Lower defensive line. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. Step up. Yeah, just keep it on step up more. I need to make a couple of substitutions because a couple of our players are tired. In fact, Hall Johnson... Oh, no. You're just going to have to gut it out, man. It's a foot injury. Oh gosh. Defenders are falling around us now. Moore is tired, so Madger's just going to have to come on. Let's have a look. Gassi. Oh, we've only got 3 substitutions. Fantastic. Never mind. There's not much we can actually do. And all we're just hoping is to waste the time down, see ourselves into the first round. That's the first step towards our recovery done. Good win, lads. And we didn't actually concede in the second half. So I wonder, have we actually found a cure? Ling is coming in. Excellent. We're going to get him in. Oh, God. 7. We have no choice. I think he can play both. He's going to be at right back. 1 to 2 days, he's fine. Oh, 2 to 3 months. We need another left back. We can't afford one unless we get one on loan. Right. We got £9,000 for that. That doesn't do much for our balance. But we're going to need to try and get some free loans in because this is just ridiculous, the injuries that we're racking up now. Right. What I am thinking, actually, we'll come back for a National League game against Curzon because we need to turn our form around somewhere. We'll also find out who we get in the first round of the FA Cup as well, so we'll have some news for the next match. So the draw for the first round of the FA Cup has been made, and we have Boston. Boston United of the National League. And I've already seen how many people they get in attendance, and it's about 2,000 people per home game. We're not going to get much from that, considering especially how many do we get for home games? 1,200, 900, 1,400. We get barely, maybe 3/4 of what Boston get, and they're just one league higher than us. Would have preferred the League One side, but it is what it is. Hopefully we'll be able to get into the second round and get a bit more cash out of the FA Cup run. But for now, it is all about the league and trying to improve our position. No other league games are played at the weekend, so we're just still in 16th. Just a quick aside, however. Where is he? Michael Clunan, one of our best players at the club. He's currently on international duty with Malaysia. He just got capped. That was his first cap for the Malaysian national team. Very, very happy for him. Now just bring some good form back with you when you come back for our next game. There have been a few changes that have been made to the squad because we're playing in midweek. It's only been a few days since the FA Cup match. So Stretch goes back into goal. A back four, Flannery in for the injured Clements. Asante Boki making his debut for the club. We'll see how well that goes. Eccleston alongside him with Ling, who's also come in. He replaces Hall Johnson. In fact, is he even on the bench? No, he's not. Hang on. We'll put him in for the keeper. He has passed the fitness test, but just give him a bit of a break. Whereas I'll see what Sam Ling is all about. Midfield 3, more William at the base of midfield. Williams and Collins. It is Sam Collins who will be in the midfield this time round. I think this is his first appearance of the season. Yes, it is. He's coming from Nottingham Forest. How have I not noticed that before? We shall see what he's got. He's 22-year-old, so he can still improve. Lambert goes out to the left wing. Davidson on the right wing. Lawrence is the man up front. Williams and Omateo on the bench, as is Gassi, Madger, Wilson, Dickens and Hall Johnson. Still on the lookout for another left back, by the way. We'll have to keep you posted. Hopefully we'll have one by the time we come back for the FA Cup first round, which will of course be the next episode. But we've got this game, we've got another 4 league games before we even get to that point. And hopefully it will be the FA Cup match that I'll be coming back for, because if it's any earlier, it's because the board are getting a bit restless, they're getting a bit trigger happy. And at the moment, the board are okay, so are the fans. We're playing in pink. Oh, looks like we're playing in pink. This is the first time I'm seeing us play in this colour. At the moment, the fans and the board are okay. I'm sitting on like a C+ or C for how satisfied they are with my job, really doing the job. So hopefully we can improve that starting here today. In fact, I didn't even make the changes. Hang on, the defensive changes. Out of possession, a lower line, and oh, we need to counter press actually. Step up more. Let's see if that works. It worked against Chester in the FA Cup match, and Chester are in the same league as us, so fingers crossed, everyone. that we can actually make it work for us again. Now, just to address the whole pacing of this season so far, it is the first season. We are just getting used to everything, of course, and just getting used to how this team is actually going to be, because let's be honest, they're quite an average squad, or either that or not getting the best out of them. The first half of the season will be fairly slow pace just because of the FA Cup run that we're currently doing, but also our league position so far means that if the board get unhappy with me, I'll be coming back a lot earlier. Oh, Deshaun Lawrence, great takedown. No one with him though. He has to play it all the way back to Flannery, who does put the ball in. Oh, I know. The keeper's just dropped it. And Davidson gets his second goal for the club. 2 in 2 games. An absolute howler by their goalkeeper. I do not care. We need that luck. Yeah, I thought the keeper was going to catch it here. And then, whoops, Butterfingers and Davidson using all that experience from Championship Derby to get on the end of it as it hits the floor. 1-0 after, 32 minutes. Exactly what we needed. But as I was saying, the pacing of the first half of the season will be a bit slower because of the matches, getting used to the team, etc. And as soon as we get to like January, February, hopefully we'll start to pick up the pace a bit, especially going into, hopefully it will be our second season. Assuming that we're still here at Kings Lynn Town, of course. And, no, that's half time. I thought that was a penalty, but it is indeed half time. 1-0, 1 goal to the good. Excellent. I think we can find another gear. Keep going. Yep, keep going. Just let all the players know. Keep going. They can make the difference. Hopefully we bag ourselves another 1 or 2 goals. And just keep that feel-good vibes going. Bring back the feel-good vibes that we need in the league. Because as much, I know I say we're 16th in the league. At the moment, we're not too far from the playoff positions. And we don't want to get into a position where we want to be left stranded. And yet again, another goalkeeping howler. And Kean Flannery, with his first goal for the club. It's his first senior goal in football. This must have stung for Morgan Williams, by the way, because Hawkins, that's twice that he's done that. And just utterly gifted us a goal. Not complaining, obviously. But dare I say, Kirsten Ashton will probably be in the market for another goalkeeper. You're not having any of our... Well, you can have our 4th choice. I've noted you can have Paul Jones because he's 39 years old and you can have him for the rest of the season. He'll probably just end up retiring anyway. He'll get literally the odd cup game here and there. I don't know. We'll see if he plays in the first round. I might go with Logan Stretch. We will see. We'll see how it goes there. Right, it is 71 minutes gone. Probably should think about making some changes. Lawrence is actually doing all right. He's on a 6.56. But he's doing okay up front. I'll tell you what. Collins doesn't have the match... Well, he's tied actually. Gassy can come on. Let Collins continue to get some match fitness. Ling doesn't have match fitness, but he's okay for the moment. Flannery, best player on the pitch so far. Let's have a look. We've got no other left backs anyway. Can't take him off. And then you've got Maja. You know what? We'll just not make any more changes for the moment. I think it's just going to be that one change. Gassy on for Lamberts. Just rest 1 or 2 players as and when needed. Because we've got this game, which is on a Wednesday, and you've got Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. It is brutal scheduling. As the ball was just played back towards us. Flannery, well done for heading that towards one of our own players. I think that's one of the few times I've actually seen a player doing that, Gassy. Just messing around with the ball too much. Thankfully, Flannery was there to help him out. And off the bar. And, oh, just wide. That was Davidson again. Now, he's on a hatch. No, he's not. No, he's not, because Flannery scored. I've just realised it was actually 2 goals in 2 games. Yeah, Gassy struggling to meet the pace of the match. No surprise. And we've got no other wingers, so Davidson's just going to have to... Unfortunately, he's just going to have to see it through. Flannery can come off, he is tired. Dickens actually can play at left back. Can he play there, or is he better as a fullback? Probably better as a fullback. Any more changes? Maja can come on for a kind of disappointing Moore. Just wondering, we haven't got any good defensive midfielders at this club at the moment. I'm just wondering, are we just not getting the best out of our players in that position? Because Clunan had been playing there until obviously he's been away on international duty, which is why you haven't seen him in this episode. But we've just not been able to get anyone to play well there. Well done, Collins. He's not done too badly today. I mean, that's the first time I've seen him in the match engine, but he's done all right. Gassi breaking through, and that is 3-0. Job done. See you later. Great counter-attack, by the way. It started by Collins intercepting that ball, and Gassi finishing off. He didn't finish those chances earlier this season, so very, very happy to see that. Right, we're going to just drop the tempo, waste some time, slow the pace down. We don't need to do much more than that, and no, we won't try and stop the keeper from playing out from the back. Just let them do that if they want, because it's slower build-up anyway. Great victory. That's only our third one in the league this season, but 3-0. We needed that, and that will hopefully lift us up in the league table a little bit. But that does lift us up to 9th. Obviously, other teams around us do have games in hand, but 9th place, that looks a lot better. We're still in the hunt for the playoffs at the quarter stage of the season. Right, next episode, we will be back for the Boston FA Cup game, and then depending on how we do in that, of course, we'll then, if we lose, we watch a league game afterwards, which will be Leamington or South Shields. But if we do win that, we'll watch the FA Cup second round game, whoever that is against. Hopefully, a big side. But let's get through Boston first. I think that's pretty important to start with. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button. Turn on notifications so you don't miss future episodes of Unemployed to Legend coming up. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.